Pradip Kumar Das, Chairman and MD of Ireda, with us this morning. Mr. Das, great to speak with you as always, and thank you so much for joining us. Definitely a strong quarter in terms of growth. Just want to get your view, if any, on asset quality going forward.
Very good morning. Thank you, Tamana and Neeraj, and thank you for inviting me here. So I know that this kind of question will be quite inevitable because last 18 quarters, our NPA was going down. From 7.18 of net NPA, now we have come down to 1 in last previous quarter. Now it has gone to 1.59 net NPA. So that is certainly a. See, let me very specific, only with one group, one account, 433 crores of new NPA has been added. And NPA means they could not pay in 90 days. That is the thing. And that belongs to our waste to energy category. If you look at our total loan portfolio of 69,000 crore around, and hardly 1% of assets are coming in that segment. So therefore, that should not be a major concern for PA. Only in mathematical numbers it appears to be because we have been reducing it quite fast. If you look at our last 5 years CAGR loan book growth 27%, against that we have achieved 36% and 129% sanction growth, and quite a lot of sanctions in pipeline, and we have already done much more than the 50% business for the year. If you look at 4 years back, we used to have hardly 8,500 crores of disbursement. Against that, last year we did 25,000, and this year we have around 29,000-30,000. That is the target what we have committed with MNRE, and our internal target is much more than that. I'll not talk on that number now, but as far as asset quality is concerned, yes, that the group is working on it to work out various ways and means.
Yeah, just one follow-up on that. So that's an important clarification that has come from you, Mr. Das, that this is one group, one account, about 430 crores, if I heard that correctly. Right. What are the chances of resolution of this? Because this is what has technically missed the 90-day period, which is why it has been classified.
Right. See, this is the sanction which was done prior to 2020, 2020. And it's a waste to energy project, and they have the raw materials agreement with the municipality, as well as they have the off-taker agreement with the state utilities and all. And project execution, because this was severely impacted during the COVID time, and the promoter was taking various ways and means, and they're talking with global agencies also, those who are into greenhouse investment and all. So we are quite confident that they will work out to take this account out of NPA as soon as possible. So only it is question of timing. So normally in this kind of project, if you do not have off-taker agreement and if you do not have raw material confirmed sources, then that is to the concern. What was the challenges for Ireda 20 years back? But that is not the case in this case. This is only with respect to execution of the project and project management. So, and there, since if you ask me, this waste to energy, bioenergy projects, fair amount of viability gap fundings are considered by the government, and already Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has considered the gap funding for them. They have given the extension of time for execution of the project, but in the RBI framework, it is not coming, whatever is the rule of RBI. So therefore, and matter they have been taking up with RBI, we are also taking up with RBI. And we are confident that they will work out some mechanism how to come out of this. Nevertheless, these are just for 433 crores of in a total 69,000 book size of our account. And as I said, that belongs to a segment which is hardly 1% of our total book size. So this is not a concern. And if you look at our stress account, hardly 6% of the assets and stress, and incidentally, those are coming from traditional wind, solar, hydro, where by and large, the customers' payment cycle is slightly increased recently. That is not with Ireda, that is with all. But however, none of the account is becoming NPA in that category. So we are quite confident, though there is slight delay by the customers, none of the account in those categories is going to be slippage there. And if you see, historically, we have been reducing. And if you see H1, our H1 versus Q3, almost 115 crores slippage was there earlier also, and 162 crore. And against that, 115 crore was upgradation was there. And this quarter also against 433, another 3 crore upgrade is also there. So that is the kind of thing which is going on. And
So Mr. Das, okay, let me just broaden that question once more, because we've not even gotten to the rest of your financials yet, and I've been on this asset quality, but just one more on this, because right now, as the economic outlook is becoming a little troublesome on the horizon. Let me put it like that, and you know, it's a little uncertain what will go ahead. Are you worried at all about asset quality, with which you've done a great job, of course, bringing down that net NPA figure?
I have slightly different viewpoint on this, because whatever we do, we have to focus on RE development in the country, not only in the country, globally also. For any development, you require energy, and for energy, you require renewable energy. I believe that 90% of sourcing of renewable energy should come from renewable energy. So that momentum is to continue. If you look at, government has done 50 gigawatt of bidding, 42% PPA has already been signed against 13 to 12 gigawatt addition. Already 18 gigawatt capacity addition has been done. And so as a lender, we do not foresee, and our book size is not that big, our net worth is not that big, and the kind of expertise and experience what we are having, and the robust appraisal system as a review monitoring and a reporting system. You look at on 31st midnight itself, before midnight we had reported result. And we are the first corporate in the country who has done full audited result just in 9 days. That speaks of systemic and systematic improvement within the organization. And as an investor, as a stakeholder, everybody look at the governance standards, and we have the best quality corporate governance standards. That is giving us early warning signals, and we are taking utmost care of qualitative accounts, and we'll continue to maintain that.
Mr. Das, good morning. I have one principal question, and maybe it's the nature of the business, but I'm just trying to understand, because a lot of people are thinking about it. So finance cost not gone up proportionate to the interest income earned. Impairment cost has gone up nearly 3x, if I'm not wrong, right? And correct me if I'm wrong here. Other expenses are down by nearly half. Tax paid is the highest. I mean, there is a fair degree of fluctuation in the line items and across line items. Is this something that has to be anticipated almost every quarter, that there will be major fluctuations, or can there be linearity, sir?
See, if you see the NIM, we have maintained between 3 to 3.5. Our NIM is encouraging. And if you see, even our gross margin, percentage-wise, that is improved. Our cost of borrowing, if you see, that is reduced. And we are again taking all out measures to reduce further our cost of borrowing, both domestically as well as global. So very soon, we'll be having our QIP in this quarter also. And as far as this numbers as concerned, slight fluctuation within that mix, but our overall improvement, if you see, our sanctions is growing, disbursement is growing, and profitability is growing, all growing around 30% and above, in and around 30% and above. In any industry which is subject to challenges and new and emerging technology, in our total portfolio, around 20% of our assets are like that. So such kind of things are quite normal. And at the end of the day, if you see, in a 69,000 crore of books, we are having 20% of emerging, and out total 69,000, 76% coming from private sector. And we all know that in government sector, NPA doesn't happen generally. So therefore, in the time to come, despite having this new and emerging, despite having private sector, we have already sustained our growth with asset quality. One or two asset or one or two groups asset slippage, that is a quite normal thing. It is not very surprising. And in the past, it has also happened. And we have come out of that. And I'm sure in the time to come, we will maintain our asset quality as well as improvise our borrowing costs and pass on the maximum benefit to the sector, so that the sector can grow at a jet speed. That is what the prime responsibility of our organization. And we are now exploring to the overseas market also, those greenhouses, those who can invest, because a fair amount of awareness about green energy financing and nuances is not.
May I just ask very, very quickly, sir, specific question. Do you expect provisioning to increase sequentially at these levels as they have?
If you see, our provisioning now is 45%, is quite at a lower. If you ask me as a leader of the company, I prefer something around 50. And the every rating agency also prefers 45 plus. But only thing I'll put a caution that when they look at the provisioning, they should not look at thermal lending provisioning, where they require 60, 70, 80% of provisioning.
So you're saying, okay, so fair enough. So you're saying a more granular view, but when you're saying you prefer 50% provisioning, so currently at 104 crores, how high do you see it going?
I don't foresee much provisioning there because rather I'm confident certain accounts we are going to sort out before 31st March. So provisioning may be in the range of 45 to 50.
Some accounts will be sorted out before 31st March. That is heartening for sure. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Mr. Das, and we always appreciate how candidly and clearly you give answers to all of our questions. So the Ireda chief there on the quarter gone by, but like we said, it's all the action in the primary markets, even as markets trying to get off its lowest points of the day.